Hello guys, wanted to make a video. Actually I made one been a couple weeks ago and had a lot of trouble getting it to upload, and I think it's got a lot to do with this camera. It's old, it's a really good camera, but the format it says just isn't compatible with YouTube, and I made it work before, but it just doesn't want to do it now. But I got a purpose for this video. I'm not just rambling on about the camera. This I want to thank my good friend Ken, 1963impala2dr, for having sent me these awesome hood hinges to fit my Ford from his recent trip to the scrapyard with his red unibody he had down in the field. Quite possibly one of the coolest guys I've met. I haven't met him face to face, but I like people that think the way I do, and he likes to see this stuff saved, as do I, and it's nice to know you're not the only one sometimes. Very cool guy. I hate to see him crush the truck, but I noticed in one of his recent videos, I'm not the only one got parts from it. I know my friend Stoney did. One of his personal friends I seen got the doors, windshield, and that's awesome. If something's got to go, you know, as much of it as can linger on and be saved in other projects and not go to waste, that's terrific. I really think Ken, these are not just hood hinges, these hood hinges are excellent, and I do mean excellent. You look at this, that is not paint, that's the original coating or whatever they put on to keep them from rusting. And these are 61 or 62 model hinges. I've had a dozen sets of these over the years, but I've never had a set that looked this good. I'm not from the north like him, which I'm right in the middle of the country in Virginia. But yeah, I am very thankful, and I'd like to thank my friend Ken and his friend Brown, who I believe is the one that removed them from the truck in the video. So thank you very much. I really do appreciate stuff like that. Appreciate everything. But that was super nice of him to go through the trouble of taking these off. He shipped them to me. That wasn't cheap. You know, hey, he didn't have to do that. You know, there ain't a lot of guys like that left. And I'm thankful that I've met him right here on YouTube. This is 4-barrel intake for my big block Ford, and this was an eBay purchase. It's got dirty laying here on the floor, but I didn't want to leave it outside. It'd be even worse. As you can see, I painted it gold rather than the standard Ford blue because I want to do something a little different, you know. Tired of the same old thing all the time. And I got another eBay purchase. I was wanting, as you guys may remember, I discussed my plans of making a Mercury out of my Ford, which may never happen, I don't know, but I just like the Mercury thing. Whether I get the emblems from my Canadian friends or not, don't matter. Although, you guys see this, don't forget about me. I really like to have them. But I wanted a set of valve covers for my big block, and I couldn't afford the ones I wanted. That was expensive. I come up with these. Still wasn't cheap by my standards. And this thing was really, really crusty. And as you can see, if the glare isn't too bad, or the shadow, they got a lot of, I don't know, dimples from the rust. I went over this thing, the entire outside, with a wire brush on the grinder. Went over it first with a paint stripper pad. This was the worst one. Cleaned the inside out, man, I mean it was bad. That old car must have went for years without a wash job or an oil change. Looked like it'd been run hot too. And I'm gonna strip this one also. We're gonna paint these black, flat black, and I'm gonna back mask the Mercury lettering in the same color gold as that intake in there. And I thought about using a little spot putty or filler to try to soften some of this rust. You know what? I don't care. Don't bother me a bit. I'll just make the paint super thick. I'll prime it real good, and that's good enough for me. It'll look good. It'll be alright. Here's something else I did the other day. Went to a junkyard, got me a rack and pinion from a late model Ranger. Now, I don't know if this is going to do what I want it to do, but it was reasonably priced, easy to get off, and I think I can make it work. Now, what I'm going to do with this, or what I want to do with this, is use it on my Diplomat front suspension that is under my 64, the Dodge front suspension, because the steering box that is on it, the factory one, the way it mounts, even though this has been mated to the Ford frame, it sits perfectly inside the frame. I mean, it's like it was made for it. And I've seen a lot of other guys, like for instance Henry at Henry's Rod Shop. Check out his channel. He's just recently posted some videos. He did the same thing, added the Volare suspension to his 53, and it worked out great. But Henry was using a small block Chevy engine in his truck, and well, I don't like Chevy engines, no offense Chevy engine guys, but I don't have a Chevy engine. What I have is a big block Ford, and I thought I was going to be able to make it work, and the engine will clear the steering box without any issues, really. But the problem is it is right in the way of where the motor mounts has got to go. So it's going to have to go. So I have to remove the box. I'm going to try the rack and pinion, and we'll see where that goes. I asked not long ago about the C6 transmission. I had some questions, and one of my friends, whose YouTube username I cannot remember, I know it was something to do with the Jedi. I apologize, old friend. Very helpful guy, and I'd like to thank him. I still yet haven't got to touch that transmission, and one reason I haven't taken it apart or dropped the pan off is because I just can't afford to buy the parts right now. Work is slowing down again, and well, I just got to watch it, you know. I'm sure everybody's been there at some point. It's not bad as it was, but you know, it's questionable from day to day. But I just wanted to make absolutely sure I acknowledge Ken, 1963 Impala 2-door, on these hood hinges, and thank him properly, because I really do appreciate it. Appreciate all you guys. I look forward to your videos. I know I don't get to post as many as I should, and lately it's been YouTube and camera issues, which I will work through. My wife has a new camera, and it posts videos really good, so I might just have to start using hers instead of this one, as much as I like this one. Oh yeah, another update. The video on the Lumina transmission. Well, whatever that problem was with the Lumina came to fruition on her a couple weeks ago, and I'm sure it was from all the metal and so forth that I showed you guys that was in the pan. The thing was shifting smooth. We've been everywhere in it. We went all the way to Ohio in it. It's traveled a lot since then. But she was at work about 100 miles away, and coming home, she said the car was acting as if it wasn't pulling, like it was slipping, which, you know, I don't expect her to know exactly what that is, but I got in it here and it wasn't really slipping, but what it was wanting to do is hang in second gear, and when you dropped it into first gear or took it out of park and put it in drive, it would go into gears if you had the engine revved up to 2,000 RPMs, and didn't have the engine revved up 2,000 RPMs. I mean, it just went bang. But you give it gas, it went go, it pull, it went into reverse, it did everything like it's supposed to do, except it really didn't want to shift out of second. When it went into drive, it went into drive horribly hard. So I did what I thought I should do, and I got rid of it. Got rid of it while it's still moving. Took it to a dealership. Excuse me. I told them what was going on with it, that, you know, worked us out a deal, and she bought a 08 Nissan Altima, which I'll get on video, Nicest car we've ever owned. Super nice little car. I hate debt. I hate owing for stuff. But with her kind of work, she has to have something that's dependable and reasonable on fuel. She worked the first 4 or 5 months of her job driving this 80 model Ford right here, and she was pretty well working for gas money. 06 and that thing really likes the stuff. And I don't drive it far right now because the wheel bearings, the spindles are messed up, and the engine is losing oil pressure steadily. So I want to find me another truck like it that's rusted to a crisp, that has a good running 302 in it, that I can get the later model I-beams out of with the ball joints, rebuild them, put under this, and swap out the engine. But that's neither here nor there. But I wanted to show you what I was working on, and when I get to the next step on those valve covers, I'll shoot some pictures of that too. Alright guys, thank you Ken, thank you everybody. Canadian friends, keep your eyes open for those emblems for me. If you don't remember which ones I'm talking about, just scroll back to my videos and check it out. And another video coming soon. Thanks guys.